Hello, church family. You're here. You're here. I'm so thrilled that you're here. And hello, online family. Someday you will be here too. We are doing our safe and socially distanced service. We're still going to be masking and doing the social distancing pretty much like we have been doing for the past few weeks for another few weeks, because our community is a little safer than absolutely required, because we want you to feel completely safe to be here. We want you, we're so grateful that you feel safe enough to be here. But for right now, let's stand up as you are able. There's a song I want us to sing together. It's Lean on Me. And go ahead and lean on a person if they're in your COVID bubble. Otherwise, it's a metaphorical leaning. We're talking about strength through community. And so, online people, you're going to see some of our in-the-room folks, too. I'll do a verse first. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. So please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean. Do it again, lean on me, yeah. When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Lean, yay! For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Let us pray.
And so I invite you to turn your attention within as we know the truth of our opening statement together. There is but one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotence.
All right, we're going to sing another verse. And this one will come from Andrea Carino, who is a congregant and board member, and she is here today, and you'll be hearing more from her later. Also, other guests we'll have soon, and you'll see soon, Jonas Myers, who, if you were in choir, he was our choir accompanist a couple of times, and it turns out he is a full modal musician. He sings. He wrote a song for us just for today. This is the beauty of the present moment being here today. That's Jonas Myers. But for right now, it's Jonas. For right now, I want you to tune into Andrea, and she's going to give us our verse.
If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me.
Yeah, lean on me. Woo! When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Woo!
All right. Well, welcome to Seattle Unity this morning, both in the room and online. We appreciate you being with us today. Before we get started with the rest of the service, just to let you know, if you have a prayer request, please type it into the chat box. And if you're in the room, you could go on your phone and type it into the chat box, or you could write it on a piece of paper and give it to Diane or Karen, whichever you prefer. And we will bless everyone at the end of the service. So let's take a moment as we share our vision statement together, which is: we are an accessible and inclusive spiritual sanctuary for all ages and stages of life. We offer spiritual practices and a community that honors diversity and encourages self-empowerment. We co-create a world that works for all, and it is so. And now I'm going to invite up Carl Wostwin, who has a special announcement from the outreach team.
Thanks, Karen. Don't need that. My name's Carl, and I've been attending Seattle Unity since 2006. I'm here to tell you about a fundraiser we're doing. Compass Housing Alliance is our neighbor, located a block west of our church. Today, Compass provides essential services and affordable housing for people who are low income or homeless. They began 100 years ago in a moment not unlike the present, after the Spanish flu killed over 1,500 people in Seattle. Their mission remains the same: to provide a welcoming space for people in need. Seattle Unity already has a relationship with Compass. Just over a year ago, we donated 100 welcoming kits for people staying at their downtown location. This year, we're raising money for move-in kits for people transitioning to permanent housing. The kits include items like dish soap, paper towels, a plunger and toilet brush, kitchen towels, sheets, and laundry detergent. Things we take for granted. Our goal is to raise $1,500 as a congregation, and we've already reached 1,000. Please help push this over the top. May 30th is a deadline for your contributions, only 2 weeks away. Donate by text or online to Seattle Unity, select Outreach. If you want to know more about Compass, their 100-year celebration is online today at 6 via their website. Rick Steves is the featured keynote. And thank you for your generosity.
Thank you, Carl. And now I'm going to invite up our Board of Trustees for a special ceremony. So this weekend, our Board of Trustees met and we had a board retreat. And it's the first time that we have been together in over a year. We've been holding our board meetings on Zoom. Last year, we did have a board retreat. That too was on Zoom. So it was amazing for us to be able to come together in person. And even though we've been in this COVID experience, the business of the church still continues, and your board has been diligently serving this last year. So I want to call out our members. Over here is Lee Marie, and she is one of our newest members. She is an alternate. Yay, Lee Marie. George Edwards is our treasurer. Andrea Carino is our secretary. Faith Ag, is that right? AG is an alternate and a new member. Dahlia Cohen is our board chair. Jennifer Bowles is behind her, also a member. Cindy McComish, also a member. And Frank Kemery is out of town. He is also another one of our board members. So before we begin, if there are other former board members in the room, could you stand and just kind of add your consciousness to and your support to this current board? So these members have been called to the responsibility of stewardship and leadership, and they have been elected to this place of responsibility, and they now stand ready to pledge their intent in fulfilling the duties entrusted in their care. So let us likewise pledge our support of them with encouraging words and prayers, and we will bless them at the end. So as board members of Seattle Unity, and I'd just like you to say amen or yes to these, we support the mission and vision of Seattle Unity. Amen. We commit to demonstrate an active commitment to unity principles in our daily lives. Amen. We commit to having and demonstrating a genuine interest in the well-being of our community and of other board members. Amen. We commit to be a catalyst for financial prosperity for the ministry. Did you hear that? We commit to make decisions in the context of the values, mission, vision, and goals of this ministry. And to participate in and actively support activities of prayer and community that will enhance our own experience as Board of Trustees and enrich our own spirituality in life. Can I get an amen? Amen. And so this congregation has elected you to this position of leadership. Do you willingly accept the responsibilities of the office to which you have been elected, and do you promise to perform the duties of the office as diligently and effectively as possible? Can I get an amen? All right, and then from the community, do you promise to support and encourage, both with words and your prayers, this Board of Trustees? Can I get an amen and a yes? And so let's just take a moment as we bless them. So we are so grateful for your service, and I know some are new and have just stepped on the board, and others have been on for many years. We are at a very important moment in the life of this ministry. And so you are here by divine appointment, and we are grateful for your wisdom, for your heart, and for your intelligence as you guide and lead us through this big change that our community is experiencing. And so we know that you are guided and directed. We know that you are blessed, and we are grateful. We affirm this in the name and through the power of the living Spirit of truth, and it is so. Amen. Can I have a round of applause for our board? Thank you. And now we have our announcements.
Joy, joy, I still got joy. After all I've been through, I still got joy. Sing it with us. Joy, joy, I still got joy. Yeah. Joy, joy, I still got joy. Joy, joy, I still got joy. After all I've been through, I still got joy. Stand up. Faith, faith, I still got faith. Got faith, 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 I still got faith. Faith, We're coming into a more contemplative part of the service. We'll have a chant that we sing together, and then we'll have a nice deep sound bath provided to us by Andrea Carino on her bowls, which in honor of our yearly theme she has dubbed the Alchemy Bowls. And for those of you who are in the room, I encourage you to really take advantage of this moment. This venue is especially blessing in that it has a very high ceiling, and if you look up, you'll also see those beautiful wooden rafters as well. And you'll feel, if you're in the room, the sounds provided by these bowls and amplified on the speakers as those vibrations really literally move around in the room. So it's not just on headphones, it's not just happening in your head, it's really happening in the room. And that's what Karen was talking about with this magic. I encourage you to make yourself comfortable and ready to experience that as deeply as you feel you want to. I'll start by singing. There is something deeper. There is something stronger. There is something greater than I can see. There is love inside me. There is something deeper. There is something stronger. There is something greater than I can see. There is a love inside me. There is something deeper. There is something stronger and greater. There is something greater than I can see. There is a love inside me, yes. There is something deeper. There is something stronger. Oh, there is something greater than I can see. There is a love inside me. There is something deeper. There is something stronger. There is something greater than I can see. There is a love inside me.
you can't find the light to guide you through a cloudy day, when the stars ain't shining bright and you feel like you've lost your way, when the candle lights of home burn so very far away. You got to let your soul shine, just like my daddy used to say. He used to say, soul shine better than the sunshine. It's better than the moonshine, damn sure better than the rain. Hey, now people don't mind, we all get this way sometimes. You got to let your soul shine, shine till the break of day. I grew up thinking that I had it made, gonna make it on my own. But life can take the strongest man and make him feel so alone. Now and then I feel a cold wind blowing through my aching bones. Think back to what my daddy said. He said, boy, in this darkness before the dawn, got to let your soul shine. It's better than the sunshine, better than the moonshine, damn sure better than the rain. Hey, now people don't mind, we all get this way sometimes. You got to let your soul shine, shine till the break of day. Sometimes a man, he can feel this emptiness, like he's been robbed of his very soul. God knows anyone can feel like this. When your world seems cold, you got to let your spirit take control. Let that soul shine better than the sunshine. It's better than the moonshine, damn sure better than the rain. Hey, now people don't mind, we all get this way sometimes. You got to let your soul shine, shine till the break of day. Oh, shine till the break of day.
And that song was written especially for us to go with our theme today. Not that one. The next one. The next one. That was the Allman Brothers, see? What do I know? I should know all that, but I don't. So this month, we are focusing on the alchemy of strength. And as you know, I sort of picked these kind of astrologically. It's kind of to go with the Tauruses in the room, which are persistence and patience and stability. So the alchemy of strength transforms the lead of weakness into the gold of power, the lead of fear into the gold of courage. So the alchemy of strength gives us centeredness, it gives us perseverance, it gives us patience, it gives us that ability to show up when maybe we don't want to show up. So when you think about strength, perhaps the characters who come to mind might be Hercules or Samson or Rocky, right? But really, strength is much more than that. Strength is one of the 12 powers as written about by Charles Fillmore. And he says that it is located in the small of the back. I think when we look at the chakras, it can be found in the solar plexus, right by the navel, where our power and strength is. So this strength can be activated through the solar plexus. And it's also a spiritual power that can be activated by the direction of the mind. In fact, during our prayer service on Wednesday nights, we always have a reading of the daily word. And on Wednesday, the daily word was about inner strength. And the affirmation is, I go stronger with every experience of life. I am bolstered by my inner strength. So when I was looking at this, I thought, okay, so it looks like to me that there are three types of strength. And of course, the first one is physical strength, right? The second would be mental, and the third would be spiritual. So physical strength obviously comes from working out, whether you do Pilates or yoga, or you run, or you lift weights, or you do physical labor and work in your garden, sleeping and eating right. All these activities can help us to build a strong body. And when we are physically strong, we have better balance, right? We're better able to meet the challenges that exist in life. Winifred Wilkinson Hausman said this about mental strength. She said, mental strength enables one to lead, to accomplish, to follow through on decisions, to establish purposes in life, and to hold firm to spiritual principles in daily living. And it expresses itself as stability of character. So mental strength, for instance, is what is called for when you need to finish your taxes, right? Anybody work on your taxes in the last couple of weeks? Mental strength is what is needed when we're getting a degree or we're finishing a project. It is what we need to show up and to learn things. It's also, I think, part of the messages. Mental strength is part of the messages that we give ourselves. Do we say I can, or do we say I can't? A weak mind will collapse, while a strong mind knows that this too shall pass. So in other words, it kind of has the long view. So mental strength. So spiritual strength then is strength of the soul and strength of the heart. And this is the strength that carries us through life. It's the ability to love and to go on even if you may be brokenhearted. Spiritual strength keeps you going in times of distress or hardship, and it doesn't give up, again, because it has the long view, the long perspective. So, spiritual strength, mental strength, and physical strength are also what is needed in order to have a spiritual practice, right? Because let's face it, sometimes a spiritual practice can be boring, right? You're meditating and it's like nothing's happening here. And yet the showing up of it takes that strength in order to do that. So the Buddha used the power of strength in order to attain enlightenment. According to the Buddhist text, the Buddha meditated without moving from his seat under the Bodhi tree for 7 weeks or 49 days. Now, I don't know how many of you have taken the Vipassana meditation retreats. I've done the 10-day one, and let me tell you, it was not easy. And the technique that is used in the Vipassana meditation is supposedly the same technique that the Buddha used to attain enlightenment. And it's basically watching the breath. But you watch the breath go in, it goes to the top of your head, it goes to your feet, it comes back, it goes back, and you just do that over and over and over. And we did it for 10 hours a day. And my body was killing me. It was, but it is one of the techniques that is said to bring one spiritual enlightenment. So strength is needed for many things in our life. It is definitely needed for long-term projects, like our building project, right? I mean, it's taken physical, mental, and spiritual strength to build a new building. We as a board walked through the building last Friday as part of our retreat, and I have to tell you guys, it's taking form. It's taking form. So we were able to go to all 3 levels, the first level, and look out where the front door is going to be. We went to the second level where the sanctuary is beginning also to take form. And then we went to the top level and looked out where the rooftop garden is going to be overlooking Denny Park. And both at the 3rd floor and where the sanctuary is, I don't think anybody will be paying attention to the speaker because they'll all be looking out the window at the beautiful park that's across the street. But it's taken the strength of mind and spirit of this community and leaders to make this happen. And now Seabay, our construction company, are using their physical strength to make it a reality. So yesterday at our board retreat, we had 2 marketing people join us, and they listened to us tell the story of Seattle Unity, of our history, and so that we can be ready when we're going to move into the building at the beginning of next year. So we want to be able to hit the ground running, right? So we're doing all this work and putting things in place for us to move forward. So a question I have is strength a state of mind? You know, what do you do when you're feeling weak and you feel like you can't go on? What do you do in those times? Because we've all felt it, right? We've all felt at times like a wet noodle, like, you know what, I can't take anymore, I can't do anymore. And I know that when I'm feeling weak, I temporarily allow myself just to give into it. You know, it's like, let me just wallow in this weakness right now. And I usually call a friend and I share my fears and my weaknesses. And then sometimes I'll call another friend and share my fears and weaknesses. And then I'll call another friend. But then eventually it gets to the point where I realize that, hey, I can continue to wallow in this, or I can use the power of strength and I can begin to shift the energy. Anybody have that kind of experience? Because I know sometimes what doesn't help is if I'm feeling weak and someone immediately says, well, you know, you can do this. Like, nah, don't tell me that. I need to get there on my own. So the 3rd chakra then is the center of power and strength. And when this energy is blocked, when we're feeling weak, I know that sometimes it can feel like hot water is almost rushing through the navel when I'm feeling weak. And when this energy is blocked, you may feel weak and fearful and powerless. One of the symptoms of having a weak solar plexus or being weak on strength is that you might be easily frustrated. You might have difficulty making decisions and over worry and or try to control and manipulate other people in situations, right? Because it's the power chakra. But when the energy flows through the 3rd chakra, then we feel powerful, we feel centered, and we have a sense of self-worth. Like, I can do this. I can handle this. And when we are centered, we can let go because we don't feel the need to control or manipulate another situation. So this weekend, I found myself needing the power of strength. So I've already said we had a board retreat this weekend. And as any of you know, all of us are very busy people. And in order for 11 people to find a date that works for everybody is not easy. And so we usually book our board retreats months, if not farther than that, off into the future so that we can get people, as hopefully everyone, together at that time. Because it's important that as a board that we come together, that we get to know each other, and that we move the mission and vision of the ministry forward. And so I was looking forward to it. We had our agenda already. We met here at Metropolis. We were socially distant. We brought in food. And then on Thursday, my daughter's dog became gravely ill. And Wednesday, her dog was running at the park, perfectly fine, and on Thursday, she was barely alive. She took her to the ER, and they discovered that her red blood cell count was really low, that she had somehow developed some autoimmune disorder that came out of nowhere. And the thing about my daughter is she is extremely wise, and her identity growing up was that of a jock. You know, she was a baseball player and a softball player and a soccer player and a basketball, and she was the captain of her soccer team in college. And her last year of college, she decided to let it go. And she said, you know, Mom, I need a dog to help me carry through this transitional period in my life, because she had been so identified with this one persona that she needed someone or something to help carry her through. So she got Moxie, a Cocker Spaniel poodle. And they are like one being. There's hardly a picture of Caroline without Moxie. They're always together. And I don't know how many of you have seen or read the books, The Golden Compass, where each person has an animal attached to them, and it's called their daemon, right, like an angel. And that's kind of what it was like for both of them. And so what I was finding myself as we came into Friday for our board dinner is that she needed me to be with her, and I needed to be with her, but I also needed to be with the board. And so I wondered, do I have the strength to do both? Do I have the strength to, you know, to be the minister, to be part of the board, and to be a mother? And then how do you do that? How do you show up for both? And so this is when we need to call on the power of strength. So we had our board dinner. She had a friend come be with her Friday, and then it was decided on Saturday that the dog needed to be put down, that it was suffering. And so I did my part of the board retreat in the morning. We had a wonderful lunch, met with the marketing people. I got to see part of Lee Marie's and Andrea's presentation. And then I went to the ER, and I was able to be with my girl as her dog transitioned into another plane of reality. And I know it was important to be there and to support her in that, because it was a very powerful and emotional experience for both of us. So the truth is that we are all spiritual beings, and every single one of us has the power and the strength that you need within you to face whatever is in front of you, to take on multiple tasks, to take on multiple roles. St. Paul said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Now, I know some people have an issue with the word Christ. You can replace it with the universe, divine presence, with God. I can do all things through divine presence who strengthens me. And so, in other words, none of us have to do any of the things that are before us alone. That we have within us this presence, this power, this activity of God that can do all things through us and strengthen us. So it's about surrendering and allowing the universe to work with you. So the alchemy of strength transforms the lead of weakness into the gold of power, of strength, of stability, and perseverance. So I'd like to take a few minutes to activate that power of strength within each one of us, because it is what carries us through. So I invite you to become comfortable. And I'd like you, if you would, to put your hand on your solar plexus, which is right around the navel. And just take a deep breath from that place. And as you breathe into your solar plexus, just feel your body, feel your mind, feel your spirit being filled with strength. And I'd like you to call forth a situation that you are experiencing in your life right now where you might be afraid, where you might be feeling weak. You might be feeling like, I can't do this. And know that I can do all things through Spirit who strengthens me. So imagine seeing that before you. And see yourself stepping into whatever that is, knowing that the Spirit goes before you. I can do all things through Spirit who strengthens me. Would you affirm that with me? I can do all things through Spirit who strengthens me. I have the strength to accomplish all that is mine to do. I have the strength to accomplish all that is mine to do. And so we are called to surrender to this presence, to surrender to this power. And it is for this awareness that we are truly grateful. Amen. So we celebrate, we work with the alchemy of strength. Again, when you're feeling weak, know that it can be transformed into the gold of strength. That when you're afraid, you can transform the lead of fear into the gold of courage. And it is so. Thank you.
I said, brother, I could never do what you do, caring for the sick and dying, hardly ever sleeping, no time for yourself. I could never do what you do. I said, tell me, how did you get so brave? You know there'll be lives that you can't save, but you show up and try anyway. How do you make it through? He said, if you were me, believe me, you knew it too. I guess you could say that I'm just doing what I gotta do, what I gotta do. He said, brother, truly I feel the same. The path you're on ain't easy. An artist refuses to flinch at the truth, and I could never do what you do. He said, at least I've got a salary and other doctors there with me, but you're a lifeboat in the ocean. How do you make it through? I said, if you were me, believe me, you'd do it too. I guess you could say it, we're just doing what we gotta do, what I gotta do. I see my sisters, they're faithful and restless. I see my cousins taken to the streets for justice. So many weary souls seeing each other through. I guess you could say we're all just doing what we gotta do, what we gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Yeah, do what you gotta do.
We come to the time in our service to bless our tithes and donations given to Seattle Unity. We are grateful for this opportunity to join in the cycle of giving and receiving. You can text to give using the number on the screen, 206-350-8448, or by donating via the website at seattleunity.org. Thank you to all who give in whatever amount. Every gift matters and goes to support the mission and vision of this ministry. I invite you now to join me in blessing all the donations received. I give willingly, joyfully, and lovingly, knowing that God is the constant source of my supply. I give with graciousness, and I receive with gratitude.
Thank you. Thank you, Carl. And that was the song that he wrote for. Thank you. And so before we share our prayer for protection and put a final blessing on our offering, let us take a moment to speak the names of those who have requested prayer. So again, whenever two or more are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst. So as I speak the names of each person, I invite you to hold for the highest and best outworking in their lives. So we know this for Bastian and Chris, for Don and Jason, for Carol, for Chris and Kenneth, for June Ann and Ron's family. Take a deep breath. Hold in your heart Harv and Marilyn, Jenny and her family, for Denise and Gina, Madeline, Lynn, and Kat. Another deep breath. We bless Julie and Robbie, Mike, Mary, Ophelia, Izzy, and family. We hold in our hearts and see the highest and best for Craig and Blair, for Emma and Trevor, Colleen, Maureen, Irene, Val, and Diane, for Lauren, for baby Claire, for my daughter Caroline, and for anyone else who comes to mind. I invite you to hold them in your hearts right now. And so we bless each person, recognizing that the Spirit of God knows who each person is, and that divine alignment is now manifesting in their lives. We also dedicate and consecrate the gifts that we have received to the will, the work, and the way of the living Spirit of truth. And so we join in our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Yes, Heather is here. First time I've seen her in a year and a half, I think. And she just added, and that's the truth. I'm so grateful to all of you who are in the room. And thank you also to our entire team. We're about to sing Weave, and it's a great example of strength of community. And Weave is also a 3/4, and that's gonna, if you're standing, as I hope you are, if you are able, it may inspire you to weave, to actually move back and forth, and that's that 3/4 tempo. And the metaphor here is when we're woven together, we're stronger, and when we're woven together and flexible, we're just perfect. You're just absolutely perfect. So please sing this with us. Thank you once again to our guest Jonas Myers. Thank you for the whole team here. Phil, Diane, Karen R. Smith, who's here for the first time since she came on board. I think this might be the first Sunday of a full thing. Here we go. Weave us together. Weave us together in unity and was the most funnest service they've done yet.